Underwood. Thin ice! To smoke some weed and shut up. My God.
Oh, there it is. Boom! Yes!
All right. I wasn't ready. I was trying to share, retweet, do all that stuff. Huge numbers. Episode 170, October 3rd, 2023. When does the season start? November 5th?
The 6th is the first game for Illinois.
So, yeah, a little over a month before the season begins. So I'm thinking probably 2 more before the season starts, I would think, after this one.
Whoa.
Well,
lofty goal.
Season preview plus like a preseason little Q&A thing I think would be good. Kind of like a happy hour thing without people getting blasted.
That doesn't sound fun.
I just want to talk hoops. So the big question that I have off the top of my head, the fact that we're at 170 right now, like do we get to 200 in I feel like it's going to be close. I think we will get to that though, right? Because how many games there are?
We should. I mean, 200.
Also, another thing I was thinking about, like people that listen to this, do you think we should say our names for every episode? Like people usually do podcasts that way. I don't ever do that.
I have no idea. That's.
I want people in the chat to let me
know. I'm not a professional podcaster. So
well, none of us pretend to be.
This is Tyler Bramley, by the way.
There you go. I'm not going to say my name.
All right. Perfect.
I just figured that most people listen, and if it's in the description of the podcast. They want to know the names, so you differentiated. So the other name you see in the description is not. So that'd be me. All right. Let's do this. I guess we'll start with the TV schedule because that came out, and I'm not happy.
Yeah, TV schedule is out. Times are out for all the games. Along with that, Illinois gets 3 regular season games on Big Ten Plus, which is always awesome. I'll have to steal your account again this year. They got the exhibition. They got the exhibition against Ottawa, and then we get Peacock. I think we've talked about this when the ESPN deal fell through and they signed with NBC, and I'm pretty sure I told you guys all to enjoy watching games on Peacock. But we get 3 games on Peacock: Ohio State, Michigan, and Purdue. Which Purdue's kind of a crazy one because it's March 5th. It could be a deciding factor in the Big Ten regular season race. But it seems like Peacock kind of took all of the good games, all the rivalry games.
Okay. Number one. Let's get to Big Ten Plus. Okay, Big Ten Plus is the absolute worst interface, coverage, everything about Big Ten Plus sucks. Number one, why the hell do they think people want to pay to watch an exhibition game? That is insane.
Yeah.
And the opening game of this is Eastern, the opener, right?
Yeah, Eastern, the
opening game of the season is on Big Ten Plus.
And then the second game. It's the first 2 games of the season.
I take serious issue with that because Big Ten Plus as a platform sucks.
And the game where Roger Powell's coming back to coach against his alma mater, too.
And Big Ten Plus is also just overpriced. Like, what are we doing here? Nobody wants to do this. Obviously, one of us has to step up.
Somebody's going to pay. What is it, $12 a month
it's
or
like
something?
10 or 12. It's insane. I mean, that is
at least Peacock's 7.
We'll get there. We'll get there. But like the fact that there's an exhibition game on Big Ten Plus, and this is not the first. They do this every year.
Yeah.
But it seems like they haven't had 3 Big Ten Plus regular season games ever. Like I think it's usually like 2 at the most. So that's insane, number one. Number 2, last year's opener against Eastern Illinois was on Big Ten Network. I don't know what's on Big Ten Network opening night now. Maybe like Indiana and, Purdue, Fort Wayne or something. I mean, something, yeah. That's insane. And Big Ten Plus, they are a lost cause as a service. They suck. Everything about it sucks.
It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, you have to get the sports package to get the Big Ten Network, if I'm correct, right? And then they want to make another $10 a month off of you to watch 3 terrible games. I mean,
Well, Valpo might be.
Valpo might be a good game, but
effort.
it's just, and to pick that one, like I said, Roger Powell coming back, it's weird, but this is the world we live in, a streaming world, so
it's fairly disgusting would be my comment. So what time is the Eastern Illinois game? Can we get that?
It is at 7 p.m.
Okay. November 6th?
November 6th at 7 p.m., yes. And then Oakland the 10th at 7.
You're going to like this. So the reason that Illinois is not on Big Ten Network on November 6th or Peacock, because Rutgers is on Peacock. Rutgers Princeton on Peacock at 7 Eastern. And then, of course, you have a great doubleheader on Big Ten Network at 5:30 Central and 7:30 Central. Purdue and Samford, and then James Madison, Michigan State. Terrific.
Obviously they're going to pick Purdue.
The two best teams, yeah. So. But still, can they not figure something else out here? It's the first night of the season. Can you do a triple header, or can you just not make people? Can you stream it for free?
Yeah,
on a Big Ten streaming app instead of making it's.
And don't they have Big Ten alternate networks now? Couldn't they throw it up on the other one?
I don't know anything about that, but I'm surprised
isn't that what they did for the football game last week? There were 2 different Big Ten games going on at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just say this. I'm surprised they don't have Illinois, Kansas on Big Ten Plus, because that's how little they care about, doing what's right for the fans.
Now, they know people will watch that. So diehards are going to pay the $10 is what they think. So
I think they probably are. We're going to do a watch party for all of these games, every single one of them, and we're going to show the game. How about that?
Yeah.
Anybody want that? Yeah. What are they going to do? No, I'm just kidding. Can't go that far.
We need to figure out how to get a scoreboard clicker, it's some sort of.
If you can find a producer, then yeah.
Well, something where you don't have to manually enter it. Does that make sense? Can you screen grab something, or I don't know.
Yeah, but we need a producer or somebody that knows what they're doing.
Okay.
So
anybody want to be
Peacock,
a producer for us?
Let us know. Email us or DM, whatever. So the Peacock thing, number one, I think Peacock as a service is good. It's not too pricey. There's a lot of different packages you can get. The quality of the streams, I think, is good.
Yeah. It comes free with Comcast. So I it doesn't bother me these games are on Peacock.
Well, Comcast sucks, though. That's the problem. I don't think a lot of people have Comcast.
It's the only option we got here.
Well, YouTube TV. So, yeah, if you watch the Illinois-Purdue game, which props to the people that stuck around for that shit show, the quality was good. The graphics were pretty good. However, does recognition or visibility not matter, especially in March? Think about, we know firsthand there's probably a lot of older Big Ten basketball fans out there, especially Illinois fans.
Yeah.
Given, what I see on Facebook and other things like that, that's going to be tough, especially in March. I think that's a problem. Visibility matters, I think, in this sport. And the fact that they're going to have so many really, really good games this year on Peacock, it's not a problem for somebody like me who's going to watch no matter what. But I think it's a big problem across the board. When you look Purdue, Arizona being on Peacock is insane.
Well, and that's the problem is they're forcing people to buy it.
How can they not? Games. How can they not figure out
genius marketing plan?
Fine. Which I saw Peacock lost $20 million last year, so I guess they have to do this. But still, they can't get Purdue. It's also probably way more than $20 million, to be fair. Purdue, Arizona is a perfect primetime NBC game.
Yeah.
Remember last year, Indiana, Arizona was on Fox. Perfect Fox primetime game.
Yeah.
That's a big problem. That is a big problem.
Yeah. Well, and that's what there's 34 games on total that are going to be on Peacock. 34 Big Ten games. They're apparently running a Tuesday night doubleheader for a lot of these games. That's what they're calling it. But you can tell kind of what they did. Illinois only has 3 games, but Indiana has 5, Michigan has 5, Wisconsin has 5, Michigan State has 5 games on Peacock, Purdue has 5 games on Peacock. They took the top teams and they said you're playing all your good games on Peacock. I mean, Purdue's got Arizona, like you said, Maryland, Nebraska, Indiana, which is an in-state rivalry game, Michigan, and then Illinois.
Nebraska does not count in that equation, but yeah, the other teams like.
But yeah,
if you want to see Tominaga have 40 points and Purdue wins by 30, then yeah. But like, it just visibility. Like, think about a streaming, like the one sports-centric streaming service that truly is worth the price of admission is ESPN Plus. Like, ESPN Plus has a lot. They have ESPN Plus exclusive, like mid-major college basketball games. They have ESPN or ESPN2 games are still on there. So they have a multicast feature. That's one thing that Peacock needs to have if they're going to be so into sports with football and basketball. If they're having more than one game at once on there, which I don't know if that's going to be a factor with Big Ten basketball, probably not. But being able to stream both of them at the same time feels like something you have to add. YouTube TV's adding that for college football. ESPN Plus, though, has so many different things. And ESPN Plus is something you can combine with Hulu and Disney Plus. It's like $12 a month for those three things. So, like, I don't understand how we are now in a spot where you see, like, a streaming service like Peacock, which isn't extremely, expensive. Like, there's a lot of different options. Like you said, Comcast, and I guess it's maybe like – they're saying it's not free in the chat, but like, I think it's $5 a month with Comcast for new customers, possibly something like that. But still, either way, they got it. Yeah, it's not good. They're going to fully lean into this years from now.
Yeah. Fly the Dub said that the names are on the screen, so we don't have to announce them.
Well, podcast listeners.
I know. Embrot says he's going to all the home games because he's not buying BTN Plus or Peacock.
That doesn't feel like financially,
I think he has season tickets.
Still, I mean,
Fly the Dub says, if we can't beat Valpo, I'm done. So,
all right.
So what's crazy to me though is like they put all these good teams, and then Northwestern has one game on Peacock. And it's against Jackson State. And then all of their Big Ten games are on BTN or Fox Sports 1.
So there's no Big Ten games on NBC this year? They're just not doing that?
I don't know if any of I'm sure like Michigan State has games on there, right?
I'm looking at it right now. It's just FS1, Fox, Big Ten Network, and CBS.
Interesting.
So I guess NBC's part of the Big Ten deal for basketball, at least, just involves Peacock. And they're clearly leaning into the Peacock thing because they know nobody wants to watch Northwestern or Nebraska on there.
I told you guys this was coming. I told you.
I think most people knew.
Illini Inquirer offers free Peacock with subs.
Great.
That's good.
We'll do that too.
I don't know what it costs a month to be with Illini Inquirer, but it's probably cheaper to do Peacock, right?
You could also, watch some good TV shows on Peacock and soccer.
Yeah,
and they have some golf stuff on there too.
So you're telling the folks to pay for Peacock? So you're telling
it's up to them, but
if you don't want to pay for Peacock. Like Ethan said, we're going to try to do a watch party for all these games. So you can just watch us for free on YouTube. You won't be able to see the game, but we'll tell you what's going on.
We'll work on the score clicker thing.
Yeah, we'll try to figure out a clicker.
Yeah, we'll see if we got any systems for that. But I mean, I think it depends on what type of fan you are for the Peacock thing. Like if you were talking a casual one-team fan, you might not want to do it, I guess. If you're a diehard one-team fan, you might want to do it. If you like the Big Ten or you like college basketball as a whole, then go ahead and do it. I don't know. Yeah. It's up to anybody. I mean, I have Peacock anyway, so.
Yeah, and I like college basketball so much that I would buy it because, those are games you don't want to miss. I like Michigan State, Purdue.
I can't believe Purdue, Indiana is on there.
Yeah.
They're just fully leaning into it.
They are. So
we got a showdown between Jackson State and Northwestern on there, December 29th. And before that, it gets even better. You have Maine and Minnesota. I mean, that's what we want.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's Northwestern's only game on there. All the rest are on BTN.
Well, we should be grateful they didn't put Fairleigh Dickinson, Illinois on there, which is the same day.
That's true.
They could have done a triple header because of how these times are for these games that day, but they didn't. So props to them, sort of. But yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, they're looking at some of the CBS games as we go down the schedule a little bit. There's some interesting CBS choices. I think the first one of the year is. Let me see here, folks. One moment. All right, I got it. Michigan State, Maryland, January 21st. That's an interesting one. You have Indiana, Illinois on Fox. You have Purdue, Wisconsin on CBS on February 4th. Illinois, Michigan State on February 10th. So Illinois getting a Saturday CBS game. That feels a little different. It feels like it's a lot on Sunday. But I guess the NFL season will be over by then. Purdue, Ohio State on CBS. Purdue, Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan State. There's some good ones. I don't know how many more. Does Illinois only have the one? Looks like they only have the one.
Yeah, that's the only one I see.
Probably got multiple Fox games though. But yeah, it's just
Tennessee. Tennessee games on CBS.
Really? Okay, that's a weird one.
11 a.m. tip.
Not going to that one. We're doing a watch party for that?
I don't know. I might be in Knoxville for that. There's talk between the guys. Brady says Fighting Illini versus the Leathernecks on CBS. Shockingly, it's not on Big Ten Plus. It is on Big Ten Network. So
if you want to go ahead and choose go into the game over content, that's fine. I mean, Illinois, Tennessee has disastrous watch party written all over it.
I'm pretty sure that that content always comes second to me. So
I don't know if I would have said that out loud.
Are we content pushers these days?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, did you see I made a YouTube short? I mean, that's
Did you?
Yeah, it's on the YouTube page.
I didn't even see it.
It's got 28 views.
Wow,
it's popping off.
Doing things. Jinx.
All right. No, we don't need this. Come on, relax.
All right.
No natural point guard, lousy shooting. Sounds like a guy who didn't.
How do non-Illinois fans find this? That's what I want to know.
This podcast?
Yeah.
How do you know this guy's not an Illinois fan?
Why is he hating on Illinois then? Well, he sounds like an Illinois fan. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
What?
My bad.
But yeah, I feel like a game day. I don't know. Like we could up our YouTube game day production a little bit. I think
Yeah.
if you go to a game, make a video or something.
Okay.
Something to think about. We need to go to a game this year. That's something that we haven't done with this. It's really my fault, but still. Well, you have your whole friend group of guys with zero podcast talent whatsoever.
Right.
If you did a podcast with one of them, it would be.
Jeez.
Nobody. What do you want me to say? I mean. You think any of those guys that you go to the games with would be better on this thing than me? I mean, that's insane.
I don't know what you're talking about, but sure.
If you replaced me with one of them on this show, would it be better?
No.
Exactly. And none of them are going to listen to this either, except for maybe a couple of them. But still, either way, what do you want me to say? Lousy shooting and no natural point guard equals NCAA tourney. First weekend ousted, top 6 in the Big Ten. I mean, that's great. Thanks for letting us know. What do you want me to say? Okay. I think we're done with the schedule. I mean, I will say the fact that they do have a really, really, really good, and it's like a good thing that they're doing. I think are Tennessee and Michigan State doing the same thing that Illinois and Kansas are doing? Feels like that would be right. It's
I don't know.
It's a Big Ten Network doubleheader on October 29th. So, yeah. So either way, that's good. That's a good way to start the year. But then you get bombarded with Big Ten Plus, and it's convenient how I don't see any of the Big Ten Plus games on this schedule here. This copy of the schedule. Convenient. They're trying to pretend like those don't exist.
What schedule are you talking about?
Well, I'm looking at the copy of the Big Ten press release type schedule.
Predictions. Prediction podcast coming within the next 26 days.
If you want predictions for the exhibition games, Illinois by 100, Tennessee by 100. There you
go. Okay. Terrible predictions.
Big day.
It's kind of like LeBron's betting options. Terrible. Anyways,
What did anybody expect?
exactly. Brad Underwood had a press conference Sunday.
It's going to take 3 hours to go over this.
Monday. It won't take long. You were supposed to rant for longer than 15 minutes. You barely made it, by the way.
I didn't really have anything else to say. I feel like everything I said's already been said by somebody somewhere.
They really want your predictions. I don't know what predictions they want, but so anyways, Brad had a press conference. Got a lot of this stuff from the beat writers on Twitter. So shout out to those guys. If you subscribe to them, you apparently get Peacock for free. I'm sure they'll be bringing that back. If you subscribe to us for $100, I'll pay for your Peacock, by the way.
Boom.
Awesome. Deal. All right. Brad said that Dane Danger ran a 5:29 mile. Ethan told me the other day on the golf course that's pretty good. So
it is. I mean, that's legit. That's prolific.
Yeah, maybe this press conference was 2 weeks ago. I really don't know. When did practice? Did they start practice yet?
It was last the
because we talked about this on Saturday, right?
We played three times last week, so I don't know which day it was.
Okay. So did practice start Friday? Last Friday? You're supposed to know this stuff. Maybe I need to get one of those other guys to get on here.
You might have to, yeah.
He wants your starting five. Because I don't think you've done that enough.
Yeah, I mean, I'll change it up. Ty Rogers at the 1. Terrence Shannon at the 2, Marcus Damask at the 3. There you go. There's a change. Coleman Hawkins and Dane Danger.
Dane Danger's not starting.
Well, you're wrong, but that's all right.
I will pay for your Peacock if that sounded weird. Anyways,
I already have that, but whatever.
Underwood also said that Harmon broke the previous mile record that was held by Grandison and Frazier. Pretty amazing that they ran the mile at the same exact speed.
Questionable.
Underwood said the conditioning is leaps and bounds better than a year ago, and by Dane Danger, and he's focusing on not turning the ball over. It's got to make you feel good, right?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll translate to the game.
He also said that, quote, we need his rebounding to be better. We need him to be the best rebounder in the Big Ten. Will Dane Danger be the best rebounder on Illinois basketball team this year?
Nope.
Okay.
Quincy Guerrier.
Really?
Yep.
I'm going to go with Ty Rogers. Also said Harmon broke the record in cardio stress tests. 3.5 at 12.5 incline.
There you go. I don't know, but it's got to be good.
Okay. Underwood kind of sounds like he did last year. He said, quote, we do have really good shooters. We'll be fine from 3.
Did he mention those shooters?
Yeah, he mentioned Domask, Guerrier, Goody, Hawkins, and DGL.
Didn't mention Shannon. Okay. I do think on paper they are a better shooting team than they were last year. And I think a big part of that is Harmon and Damask are pretty good shooters, competent. I know he didn't mention Harmon, but Harmon can shoot. And Goody for a full season unless he gets hurt in the Kansas thing again. So
that's good.
You don't think they have better shooters on paper this year than they did last year? I mean, come on. Clearly they do.
I mean, I think they do, but I just feel like we've heard this before. All we heard last year was how we had elite shooters. So
yeah, but he was also like referencing RJ Melendez and like that guy, please. He was referencing a lot of small sample size guys. I think this year they have a lot of bigger sample size guys.
See, Fly the Dub didn't even have to listen, and he already knows what Brad Underwood's presser was. He's an extraordinary passer. He's a great shooter. He's got tremendous handles. He's got great work ethic.
Wrong, missing the word elite.
Elite, yeah, you need an elite. Underwood, elite. Wish we would talk English. Yeah. Joe says that he says elite a lot. What do you think? I don't think he says it enough.
Yeah, probably not.
He talked about how tough the schedule is going to be this year. He said that it's the hardest schedule a team's had since he's been at Illinois, and believes that there could be 20 quad 1 games on this schedule.
Yeah, I don't know if Joe's trolling here, but he seems to have a bit of a struggle in the English language himself. Anyway, moving on.
What?
He said, wish he would talk English and forge the word elite. I mean, what is that? Anyway, yeah, 20 quad one games. I mean, probably at least 10. Tennessee, FAU, those are quad ones. I haven't really memorized the Big Ten schedule yet.
I mean, yeah, he just thinks that the Big Ten is going to be that good that it's going to get to 20 quad ones. How many did they have last year?
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Thank you. All right. Imbrat says maybe a better shooting team, but the Europe trip kind of didn't look like it. Yeah, Ethan blames it on the basketball. Don't worry.
The basketball, the hoops. There's a lot of factors here, folks.
It's the hoops. He said that since they got back from Spain, they have just been doing kind of normal workouts, haven't gone over an hour, and then they start practice on Friday. That might have been last Friday. I assume it was last Friday.
14 Q1s.
Okay.
3 and 11.
Joe says, thanks for making fun of him on the podcast. So, sorry, Joe. Ethan's an asshole.
Wouldn't see any of your buddies doing that, huh?
Underwood said that he took blame for putting too many different things on Ty Rodgers last year. He said, quote, I was stuck in between and know I need him on the court, and he lost his confidence. That's my fault. He also said that he's blossoming now that he is in one position, and said that, quote, he should have played Ty more at the point guard last year. It's his natural position.
You didn't read Crypto's comment.
I missed it. What did he say? Oh, Crypto says, finally caught alive. Sup, fellas. This podcast is elite. Is that Underwood's burner account?
I don't think Underwood thinks that we are good. I think if he's ever been brought anything to his desk about us, it's not good.
Okay. That's fine.
Like whenever we ask him to come on the podcast, and then
I don't need Brad Underwood to think I'm
spin.
an elite podcaster, so I'll survive. How about you?
I do. Yeah, I do.
I figured. It's all right, though. Underwood said of Terrence Shannon Jr.'s leap in the off season, it was comparable to Io's between his sophomore and junior season. It's big.
Io was not 35 years old like Shannon is.
That's true. He said that his mid-range has gotten better, which I think that's where Io kind of flourished his junior year with the little pull-ups. And it'd be nice to have Shannon do that because he's more of a downhill guy.
He doesn't look like a mid-range.
He doesn't look comfortable taking a mid-range shot, does he?
He doesn't have that type of shot arc.
And he doesn't come off the dribble well enough, I don't think.
That's something he's supposed to be working on. Maybe he's been working on it.
Yeah, maybe. And then he also said that he'd be one of the top guys in free throw attempts this year in the country. I think that we all would agree that.
Yeah.
Brady says we need elite merch.
No.
Why not?
Underwood also said that they have multiple guys who can lead. That's a good comment there. I agree. He doesn't think it's one. He thinks they're still finding that hierarchy. One thing they're not worried about is that. Not worried about the leadership, which was last season.
Yeah. I mean, he basically called out nobody being a leader. So apparently Shannon, Hawkins, and Guerrier are all becoming leaders. Who do you think leads the most out of those three? I know you're high on Guerrier.
I think Shannon's too silent.
Probably Hawkins is too passive.
Okay, Guerrier then.
Hawkins just...
I don't know. You can't have a guy that just comes in 1 year and just,
I agree. You don't want a new guy taking over the team.
I'm gonna say DGL. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. None of this matters right now. It doesn't.
Okay. Underwood said of the offense last year, he said the freedom and the randomness we played last year hurt us. This year it's about execution. Do we want to play fast? Yes. We want to score in under 7 seconds. I told my buddies that we need to have a tally on how many times Illinois actually scores in under 7 seconds, because he says this every year, and then we get deep in the shot clock. He then said, but if it's not there, we need to get later in the shot clock and execute, which Illinois failed to do a lot last year. So hopefully that'll be better. Brady says Hawkins, terrible body language, not a leader.
I don't want to get into a whole
Agree.
Hawkins discussion.
Okay. Are you okay? Are you done?
These quotes, it's just, just get through.
Fly the Dove said Shannon's eligible for AARP. Domask is back, and there you go.
That's it.
That's all. Yeah. If you don't want,
well, it's a lot. It's a lot. He said the game for Marcus is really slow. That's a good thing. You could put Sincere on him, Ty on him, Coleman on him, and he plays the same. How about that? There you go. Brad Underwood. You could probably copy and paste and switch the names around for the last 6 years, and he's saying the same things.
Probably.
And honestly, if you're Brad, he probably hates doing it. He's probably like, what a waste of time. We got a bunch of idiot writers asking questions. Those are his words, not mine. His possible words, I should say.
They just came out of your mouth, though.
Paraphrasing what he might say. Doesn't count as me. I do think Marcus Damask is going to be one of the most valuable players in this team, because I think he does the most on offense outside of a guy like Coleman Hawkins. Playmaking, shooting, movement, stuff like that.
I agree. Mark says Guerrier is leader by default. Fly the Dub says Goody should be the leader. You want
I won't say what I was about to say there.
Guy coming off the bench should be the leader. Crypto says LMAO. I agree with Ethan. Underwood says the exact same thing. Every year it's annoying. Every game also. So
Guerrier is probably the oldest player on this team for sure. He's got to be, right? Guerrier's 24. Shannon's 23. They might have both been in my high school class.
Guerrier starts.
I think if Dane's not going to start, then yeah. What you seem to think.
That's what I seem to think.
I don't understand why you think Ty Rogers should play small forward. I would love to hear more about that. Number one, let's get into this while we're here, huh? Number one, who the hell is going to play point guard if Ty Rogers doesn't play point guard?
Harmon, DGL.
No, you're not going to. No. You're not going to start those guys. You have to start one of Rogers or Sincere.
Well, I mean, I think Rogers will probably play better.
He's not going to be on the ball all the time. He's not that type of point guard. That's why I don't think he needs to play small forward. I think he can play point guard and still be an extremely effective
positions
rebounder.
In a Brad Underwood offense?
No.
Besides when you're posting up Dane Danger?
When you're giving Kofi Coburn the ball at the free throw line? Have
and
Kofi play small forward. Well, one was different than the other.
Fly the Dub says the young team didn't work out last season. Now let's see how an old team does.
I will be very curious to see what their D1 experience ranking is on KenPom this year.
First, was it the first Haslametrics dropped?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I apologize. I'm a big Haslametrics guy. It's just that KenPom is so much easier for me to go through, but I do have both as bookmark tabs. Obviously, one's free and one's not. Shout out to Haslametrics. Terrific guy. I mean, a guy that I think we should have on one of our podcasts this year, whether it's this one or the College Hoops one. Anyway,
ask him.
I have before. Just scheduling, just doesn't work out. He's a Wisconsin guy, so maybe we'll get him on for the Wisconsin game. Okay. So the first Haslametrics is out for the season. Illinois 14th on there. I would assume that that's one of their higher rankings to start the season since 2021. Or I guess 2021. Yeah, they're third Big Ten team? Or no, second. They're ahead of Michigan State by one.
Were you surprised they were that high?
Yeah, I would have assumed more in the 20 range because on Bartorvik, I think it's pronounced, which is kind of the same thing. or a similar metric ranking site. They're like 28th or something. So I think Haslametrics probably thinks that they are a quality club, right? I don't know. I'm just looking at all these numbers and I'm so confused for the moment. But they project the Illinois offense to be top 10 in defensive efficiency, top 25 offensive efficiency. They have them projected 297th free throw percentage. That's not a surprise. 236 3-point percentage. That's not great, but I think some of that's based off of some of the things we saw last season.
Right?
Yeah.
And he said that it would change, but it wouldn't change drastically before the season, I believe, in the tweet that he put out.
Yeah, so you need to follow his stuff for sure. Everybody here,
Jeffrey Ott says, "Tell me why Ty Rodgers is the best we got for point guard, and how that will affect rebounding." And Fly the Dub, pretty solid. Positionless basketball. That's what Illinois plays. So
Ty Rodgers is the best because, number one, he has shown the ability to distribute the basketball. Number two, he needs to be in the lineup, and he's a much better option to run the point as opposed to a Luke Goody or a Terrence Shannon Jr. If those two are in the lineup, I could see an argument for Damask bringing the ball up the court.
I haven't seen Damask handle the ball very much, but I got to think Ty Rodgers has better handles than he does.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either. I'm just
careful saying that.
Okay.
But no, I think, I just don't see you're not going to have a freshman point guard on this team after all the talk from last season. That's not going to happen. You're not going to have DGL do it. I don't think Sincere makes a lot of sense Sincere is not the type of player that needs to start every game. I think he's like your kind of tone setter off the bench.
Yeah.
When he comes in on the defensive end. And
like he was last year.
And I do think that Ty Rodgers as a rebounder is going to be extremely valuable no matter what position he's playing, because that's the guy that's going to crash the boards on almost every single possession. And he's also not going to hog the shots like we probably would have saw with Ray J. Dennis.
Right.
Or Jaden Epps last year, which I don't think Jaden Epps really hogged him, but I'm just saying, And Brad last year screwed up a lot of the season, but I also think a lot of it had to do with some of the players. Sky Clark.
Would you take Ty Rodgers' drivability over Jaden Epps?
I would take his ability to run through people, but I think Epps is a way better finisher.
Yeah. Fly the Dub wants to know if we ever had an Illini player on the podcast.
Nope.
An ex-Illini player. But,
oh, yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. That's my bad.
We don't have enough money to pay the players to come on, so...
If anyone want to come on for free, that'd be great. I mean, I'm not going to waste money, having them on when they're just going to give a bunch of boring ass answers.
You probably get Kuchar.
I'd rather have his cousin Ashton talk about the whole controversy there. I just don't get why people want to have players on the podcast when oftentimes they're really not going to offer up very much. And we're not the type of guys that are going to have a pure X's and O's basketball conversation, which is probably what people want to hear from the players.
True.
And there's some people in the Illini world that have players on and, they're just not good interviewers. So that's just one of those things. We're not going to do that.
Okay.
Unless a player wants to come on, then we'll have them on. But other than that, principle,
Yeah. When they reach out to us.
And Deion Thomas was a guy who was following the team, knows basketball. So I think that was a lot better, having a former player like Deion on, who was generous with his time and great to us. Having someone like him on as opposed to a current player, I think is just way better podcast listening.
I think it's hard to, I don't know,
get if we have Coleman Hawkins,
especially if you're going to critique them,
If we have Coleman Hawkins on the podcast, what the hell is he going to say that's going to make people be like, whoa? Damn, this is great stuff. It's not his fault. It's not our fault. It's just something that I don't think would be great to listen to. I don't know. If he wanted to come on, we'd have him on. I'm just saying, Why would he want to come on?
Guessing he doesn't want to come on.
Maybe. Somebody bother him in his DMs. No, I'm just kidding.
Fly the Dub thinks that Illinois' second group will be just as important as the starters.
I think you could probably say that for every team, but I think it is true with this team.
Yeah.
Because they're going to need some guys off the bench to actually do things, unlike a lot of the guys that came off the bench last year. Like, hey, RJ Melendez can come off the bench to miss every single shot and play awful defense. Very exciting.
Yeah.
And then if they're not playing, a.k.a. Sky Clark, Jaden Epps, are going to sit on the bench with their head down because they're not team guys. How many players in the team last year were team guys, foxhole guys, 3 or 4?
Maybe.
I think Ty Rogers, Sincere Harris, certainly. Shannon.
Yeah.
Is Hawkins a foxhole guy? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
I think Dane might be. I think Dane's kind of in between. We don't know anything. We're just, speculating.
Yeah, I've never heard that foxhole guy type thing.
Well, it's a military thing. It's a, thing they do with, groups and leaders and stuff. So.
Embrot says, what do you think about the team put out word that Moretti being good enough at the point? That is not a quote.
Very confusing comment. I will say I don't think Moretti is ready.
Ethan doesn't think Moretti will even sniff the court during Big Ten play. So.
Unless DGL's injured or the point guard thing with Ty's not working, then yeah, why would he?
Mark says Goody is a foxhole guy, but he didn't play last year.
He is, though. He's a team guy.
Oh, he's 100%. I'd say him, Sincere, and Ty are top 3.
I thought Shannon's like a low-key – like he came back. I think a lot of guys, if they were Terrence Shannon from last year, they wouldn't come back.
That's true.
And I know NIL is a factor, but still.
Yeah.
Of course, Terrence Shannon wanted to go to Michigan instead of Illinois, but we won't even go there.
That's true. The Almanac came out.
I still got to get that.
Terrence Shannon Jr. and Coleman Hawkins were ranked in the top 100. Terrence Shannon was 23 and Coleman Hawkins was 46. And Terrence Shannon made their preseason first team All Big Ten. So
that's not bad. Yeah. I mean, Shannon 23, I guess, is about right. I would have expected him to be a little higher if he would have played a little better last season. I don't think he had his fastball last season. I think maybe there was some some not great stuff from him in parts of the season. But I mean, if you would have asked me after the UCLA game, hey, he's going to come back next year, where's he going to rank in the Almanac, which, is the end-all, be-all, right? No, I'm just kidding. The Almanac's fine. I need to stop saying that. I'm kidding. It's really annoying to myself. I would have said he was like 3rd or 4th, but 23rd is about right based on last season. And Coleman 46th, I think that they're undervaluing his value as a player overall. I think he's a top 40 guy, but that's okay. He can't shoot. That's probably the problem.
Do they only pick a first team All Big Ten in the Almanac?
I'd have to pull up the Almanac from last year. I don't remember.
Okay. I just wondered because Coleman it didn't have anything about Coleman. So I assume they only do first teams.
Let me look. We're going to check it out here. The Almanac 2022-23. It's field of 68, by the way. I don't know how much it costs. They're looking for a graphic designer, by the way. So anybody in the comments, if they, do graphic design, go ahead. Have fun. All right, I got to scroll through about 400 pages here.
Oh, boy.
Last year's Almanac was about 800-something pages. So,
can you just, type in?
Yeah, I'm going to type in the Big Ten. Yeah, 98. Page 98, Big Ten.
Okay.
Oh, I went to Big East. Wait, here's the Big Ten. All right, let's see. They did first and second team last year.
Okay. So
they must think Coleman stinks.
Coleman's going to be honorable mention.
Why don't you just buy the Almanac now and look? I mean, seriously.
I mean, that's your job.
It is.
So, all right, boys. Watch party announcement. Maui exhibition. Ethan's trying to be maybe you could be the guy for him.
Yeah, I thought this would be a nice little thing here. You see this little tent of people over here having some fun. I don't know what they're doing, but this is Maui, I believe. So I've never been there. Of course, the hit TV series Hawaii Five-0 takes place on Oahu, so you don't see Maui very much in that show. But I bet I'm the only person that's involved with this podcast at all, whether the listener or speaker, that watches Hawaii Five-0 a lot. But anyway,
maybe
it's a good show. It's gone now, but it was a good show at the time. Kansas Illinois charity exhibition watch party. Hopefully we have the watch party banner by then, because we are getting a new one. I still gotta finalize the design. I sent you the. I really like to send people out of context texts that make no sense, and that was one of them.
Thumbs up.
So it's going to be a bigger one this year. It's going to be.
What are you going to do with the old one?
Maybe we could both sign it, auction it, or something, or you could have it.
Auction it? I want to hang it in my room.
Should we both autograph it? That would
Definitely,
be pretty cool.
Definitely.
Yeah. And take those stupid. Never mind. So October 29th, 2023, of course, not 2024, 5 p.m. Central. Donate to the Hawaii Community Foundation Maui Strong Fund. I think that's where the money from the game's going. Maybe we'll throw a couple bucks there, encourage the viewers to do so as well. Benefit to Maui, the fires and such.
You can put is there a web address for that or something?
Yeah, I'm not going to put that in the graphic. I mean, that would be weird.
Okay.
Live on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Then there's our logo. This is Maui, of course. I wonder what time of day this is.
It's got to be sunset.
Yeah, but exact time. I want the exact time.
Crypto says that he missed us and forgot how well we played off each other. Has Tyler left the stream to get some water or answer the door yet? Got here late. No, my wife is home from teaching, so she's been taking care of the dogs. I haven't had to do anything.
All right, I'm going to post a link here to that. I think that is a good describer of what the fund is, and I think there's some sort of link to do that, to donate to that. More than 105 years they've worked to, worked with every kind of donor, right? That's what it says. There you go. But they have the specific Maui fund. $131.1 million has been donated to it. So I don't know if they need our money, but showing it's not really going to do anything.
Sorry.
So
Right.
So if you want to do that, feel free. We'll probably have the link somewhere in the podcast description the watch party description for that.
What day is the 29th?
I don't know. Saturday? Sunday?
All right.
Sunday. Yeah. So Packers are probably going to be playing. That's not great. But who cares?
You got multiple TVs. You'll be fine.
This is bigger than sports.
By then, the Packers are going to be 2-7 anyways.
They have a bye week, though, so probably more like 2-5.
Okay.
But no, I think that this will be good. It'll be fun. The game doesn't matter at all in terms of the result. It'll be nice to see where they're at. It'll be nice to see some of the young guys play, because I get the sense that we're going to see a lot of the young guys playing in that game. You're going to see some Moretti. You're going to see some Ashton Kutcher, who's not a young guy, but he's a guy that's not going to play in the real games, so he'll play in the fake games. I guess they do play Ottawa on the 20th, right? So that's before then. We're not going to waste our time watch partying that unless people really, really want us to. But I don't want to do that. It's a Friday night. It's a Big Ten Plus. I mean, you would have to buy Big Ten Plus twice if you did that.
We're definitely not doing that game.
I'm going to watch it and tweet about it and be annoyed.
Yeah, that'll work. Jeffrey says that he'd like to see Hawkins run the point with Dane on the pick and roll from the 3-point line, since that's where it always starts at. I think we'll see Hawkins run the point plenty this year. I worked against Purdue.
Yeah.
Easy. Fly the dove. Whoa.
You're the one just throwing all the comments on screen. Other watch parties that I can almost guarantee will happen. Not full guarantee, but almost guarantee. The opener, Eastern Illinois, November 6th. And like I said, we'll probably do the other Big Ten Plus ones as well, because what's the point in doing Big Ten Plus games if we can't get viewers and millions of dollars out of it?
Absolutely. I mean, we got to take advantage of Peacock and Big Ten Plus just sticking it to everybody, right?
I don't really understand why people would rather watch us than buy it, but whatever. That's a good selling point by me. So Eastern Illinois, Oakland, and Valpo will do. I don't know if we'll do Western Illinois or Southern or whatever those other games. Maybe
Western Illinois is the day after Thanksgiving, so I doubt we'll do that one.
Yeah, because what a like Illinois is like a good quality college basketball team, but their feast week game is against Western Illinois. Like, what the hell is that?
Right.
What is Brad doing? He's too concerned about getting us into the Jimmy V Classic, which is fine, but like they can't play in the Battle for Atlantis or play in Maui. Like, what the hell? That's stupid. FAU December 6th. I'm sure we'll do that. That's like a Tuesday night at the Garden. Colgate December 17th. I'd like to do this game because you think they're going to lose.
I knew that's why you put that on there.
Yep. Mizzou December 22nd. What day of the week is that? 22nd.
That's usually on like a Wednesday, but I think that might be a
Thursday. Saturday. I think it's Saturday. Yeah.
I think it's a Saturday this year.
No, it's a Friday.
Okay.
So that'll be Friday night. I think it's at 8:00 or something. So I'm sure we'll do that unless you're going.
I don't have any plans yet.
Well, the bragging rights game has been quite a staple of our watch party history. So
that's true. That's where it all started, I think, right?
Well, our
first watch party, Missouri.
That sounds right. Yeah. We've done one like almost every year, and we did one. The one we did last year, I think, is our most viewed thing.
Yeah.
Ever, because all the Missouri fans like to come in.
If you watch the intro, the thin ice comment was, I think, our first watch party, and that's when Illinois got beat.
Yeah, so
wanted to fire Brad Underwood.
Well, it's the Missouri watch parties have just they've been a staple, right? Because people like to watch. Missouri fans like to come in and go after us, right?
That's true, because they're not nice people.
Yeah, we have 1,200 views on Missouri Watch Party from last year. From 2 years ago, the one that you're referencing, we have 1,000 views. The one with the thin ice comments, of course. And then the other one, which was the one where they completely dominated and won, only has 283. So that really tells you if they lose, we get better viewers.
That's true.
Better viewer numbers. Like we have 900 more viewers and 700 more viewers from the ones that they lost. So hopefully they lose this year. All right. We also have the 3 Big Ten Peacock games we'll be doing, which is Ohio State, Purdue, and Michigan State. Michigan.
Yes.
Okay. And we'll do more. Just looking at it, I think there's a few more non-conference games we'll look at. I wouldn't hate doing the Rutgers December 2nd game at the Rack. I feel like we haven't ever done a watch party for a game that's in New Jersey. Not that it matters, but it's always a game that they usually lose. So there you go.
Seems like they always play Rutgers early, right? Did we talk about this? Or not early, but like around that time?
Yeah, it's always the same teams. It's always like Rutgers or Maryland or Northwestern.
Yeah.
They play Northwestern early January this year in the same way they did last year. But I do want to like incorporate some different things into the watch parties this year. I'll figure some things out. I think there's a few different things we could do that could be. I
mean, you've been talking it up so much. You better do something.
Yeah, I'm working on some things behind the scenes. I think we'll try to do another giveaway of some sort for the Missouri one this year. We did the golf balls last year. Maybe we'll do something else this year.
We can do. I think I still got a sleeve of those with the old logo on them.
Those are a pretty rare product.
Maybe we can give away our watch party banner.
Autograph.
Would want that?
Can we both autograph it and then have the entire team autograph it?
Yeah, I think we can get it to
that
them.
Would work. Yeah,
have them sign it. We did put together a sponsorship package. We're getting real legit, fellas. So
this is not us being sellouts.
Ladies are listening. But we do have a packet if you want to get a hold of us on Twitter, or you can email us at
I don't know. What is it?
I don't know. I didn't make it.
Yeah, it's Illini Basketball Podcast at gmail.com. So it's not a business email, so it's really not fully legit yet. In fact,
Brady, I'll send it to you.
I might as well pull up the image now that I posted on Twitter. Hold on, production. This is why we need a producer right here.
If we get some
Hold on.
sponsors, maybe we can get one.
Hold on. I'm going to get up there in less than 10 seconds.
You know what we need to do?
There we go.
Is we need to pick a game, and this is just something to think about, where we have big watch, have actual people come.
I've thought
to
about
the
that
watch
too.
Party. Because I have a building we can do that now.
I talked to you about that too, and then you were like, "Eh."
Well, you talked about doing it just me and you sitting in a big old room.
Well, that would be kind of
would've
funny.
been weird.
That would be funny.
But yeah, maybe we can do a get together thing.
First
what do they
of all,
call those a meet and greet.
Okay, nobody wants to meet us. I'll say this: 2 things about that idea. Number one, I need at least 10 feet between me and everybody else behind us. They'll be behind us, obviously. We're front and center.
Yeah.
And exactly, Brady's right about that. And then 2, and this might be a big ask, but I need some security guards.
Yeah, we'll see what we can find.
So, something to think about. Yeah, I don't know. It's leave it up to you with that. It's not my thing. I don't own the building. Come on out to Vegas. Nope.
Sure.
Well, the Super Bowl's in Vegas this year, right? You want to go to the Super
I
Bowl?
wonder how you've been. I haven't seen him in a while.
It's because we're not on playback ever. Which playback? I think I'll if playback will allow me, I'll do some playback games during the college basketball season. I don't know if they're going to allow me. And the reason that I didn't add the Marquette game to the watch party thing is because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that one schedule-wise. But that's still a possibility, I suppose. We'll see what happens from now until then.
Maybe that's when we'll do the big group one, because people probably won't care if you're there or not.
Also a good point. And then the other thing is the Barstool Sports Invitational this year is in Chicago Wintrust Arena. I think that'd be a good thing to go to. FAU, Loyola Chicago, and then Mississippi State, Arizona State. So a couple blowouts. If anybody wants to go see that, I might be there. So there you go.
Crypto Shock says, "What's the sponsorship thing sponsoring the podcast?" Yeah, so we're just kind of looking for sponsors. I mean, we pay everything out of pocket right now: StreamYard, the banner, things like that. So just kind of help us with that. We put together a package. You can either be on the podcast. I don't remember the package exactly. We'll announce you on the podcast every episode, or you can do a watch party one, which we did last year. If you watch the watch parties, we had some sponsors behind us on the banner. That's a cheaper one, of course, because there's less shows. Or you can do a combo. So, like Ethan said, you can DM us, or you can email us at
LineEyeBasketballPodcast@gmail.com. That's pretty easy. I shouldn't have to repeat that. I mean, nothing special in there. But
reach out to us. We'll send you the packet. You guys can look at it. If you want to do it, great. If not, no big deal. So,
and we'll also have like the taped photos on the watch party banner or something.
Yeah. So we had like pictures of some people that wanted to be sponsors. We had a business, Imbrat's sister. She had her Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon in Mattoon. If you're ever in Mattoon, go ahead and get you a prime rib. I hear it's good. So, anyways,
so we're sponsoring things places we've never been.
I mean, Mattoon's not close to us is the problem.
I'm just saying, just in general. So that means we have more options.
Kyle Houston said that the prime rib's really good there, though. So try it out.
Moving along.
Anyways.
So, if you didn't check out the podcast you were on, you want to plug that?
What?
The podcast episode that you were on.
Oh, I did. We did that last episode.
Yeah, but it's like fully all the way now.
Oh,
I don't think we
it's
talked about that
GBS_pod on YouTube, I believe. They just changed their name from Garage Beer Shenanigans to Guys Being Social. You can find them on Twitter. Kyle came over. We had some beers. We talked about podcasting and other stuff. So
I think that's a much better name, I think.
Yeah, well, they had some college baseball players on it, and they thought maybe garage beer shenanigans wouldn't
What
wouldn't
college
really
are we
fit
talking
into
about
that.
here?
I don't remember what college he was from.
Probably irrelevant. Yeah. I'm also going to be on a podcast this week. Feed the Post, Joe Jackson, Big Ten basketball YouTube channel podcast thingy. I don't know if it's a podcast and a YouTube channel, but YouTube channel. I don't know when it's going to be up, but recorded it last week. Should be on there. He's doing season previews for all the Big Ten teams. Had a good discussion. It was about 30 minutes or so. I think the takeaway is that we pretty much agreed on every single thing we talked about. And we both think Marcus Damask is going to be big time. So there's a little teaser there for you. You can check that out. But he's got a bunch of other ones up now. He's got Michigan, Iowa, Penn State, Indiana, Rutgers, Purdue, Northwestern. I'm assuming that Illinois will be next in line or there shortly thereafter. So you can check his stuff out. He does some good film breakdowns on Twitter. So,
Ethan's used this stuff before on our podcast. So.
I did, yeah, for the Damask and Harmon editions, went over some film clips.
He didn't want me on the show, so
that's not really how that works. But apparently you were getting a lot of calls last week.
Fly the Dove's company treats salons at the Alamo. Look at that.
Well, Fly the Dub, since you have a small business, you can go ahead and send an email or a DM on Twitter, and I'll respond. See what we can do. All right, is that it?
That's all I
think we've all seen enough. I would probably aim for the 27th as a good date for the season preview.
Are we doing one before that? You said we were going to do 2 before the season.
I was thinking we could do
we're going to do one before that game and season preview, and then we'll do one after before the first game. Is that what you're saying?
So I was thinking we'd take a quick 24 from this podcast, a quick 24 days off, and figure some business stuff out before the season starts.
Oh, you're going to say 24 hours. I was going to have to come back here tomorrow.
No, quick 24 days to the 27th.
Okay.
And then we could do a post Maui / Q&A Illini Talk preseason thing on the day after Halloween. It's November 1st or something. Or November 3rd, doesn't really matter. And then we do, I think November, do we do one Sunday night before? Might be 3, I don't know. Because are we going to separate the Q&A post Maui thing and the season first game thing?
I don't know. Guys, follow us on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube, and you'll see when we're coming back. How's that
All
sound?
right, yeah, that's good. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
We'll get it figured out. We got some figuring out to do. We are almost a month away from being all the way back. So,
yep, no doubt. I guess we'll see everybody soon. I don't know. You'll see. I usually post on Twitter when we're going to do an episode, so be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
And we'll see everybody
Hit
next
the
time.
little bell thing. Get
Notifications, yeah. And like and subscribe, all that stuff. And we'll see everybody next time. Goodbye.